things you need to know about marketing this week. My name is Roger Gallegos. I'm the founder and CEO of Beacon Marketing. This week, I'm going to be discussing social media. In particular, I'll be covering some bad social media habits that are easy to fall into and that we all need to stop because, truth be told, I've made some of these mistakes when it comes to social media. So there's something that there are things I'm very conscientious of myself. Social media is a very powerful tool when it comes to building your audience and engaging with them. You could go out there, you could customize your message across several different platforms. You can engage with the audience real time, so you can provide real time support. And you could just really show the thing I really like about social media is one of the unique ways of showing the people behind the brand because it's that short-lived messaging or that short burst of messages that you could go out there and you could really just give the audience your audience a flavor of who you are as a business and who you are as a company that email and website really can because they're more longer form and take more time to delve into. But when you're talking about Instagram and Facebook and even Twitter or LinkedIn, you can kind of create a better and more personal connection with your audience. So they're very powerful. But sometimes when you engage in the habits that I'm going to be covering in this video this week, they can lessen your efforts. So you're really hurting yourself on two fronts because instead of growing your audience and growing your influence on social media, you're not doing that. You're wasting time, and then you waste that time and effort and energy that you're putting into promoting your business. So it really hurts you on that too, because not only you're not growing your business, but you're also, not utilizing your time properly. So why don't we just jump right into the 5 things you need to know this week, which are the 5 bad social media habits you need to break. The first one is treating each platform as the same. Now, what I mean by that is, let's say you want to put out messaging across 3 different platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Let's just say those are the 3. And so what you do is you schedule messaging to go out on all 3, but it's the exact same messaging, or worse, it goes out the exact same time. So at 10 o'clock in the morning, you have the one message go on Facebook, and it's the exact same message that goes on Twitter, and it's or LinkedIn, and the exact same message that goes on Instagram. Whatever the combination, maybe it's the same message. The thing about that's wrong is each of those platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram, they all serve different audiences. Even if your audience is on there on the cross section of those, even if you feel like I want to have some people on Facebook that are on LinkedIn or on Twitter, there's going to be some overlap. They're going to be on there for different reasons. If they're on Facebook, they're probably in a more relaxed setting, so make the messaging more relaxed. If they are on LinkedIn, it's probably going to be more professional. It's a more kind of button up messaging. If it's on Instagram, then it's probably, first of all, they're probably chances are going to be on a younger audience, and so your message has to be more visual, be more engaging. That's one of the benefits of Instagram. And Twitter, it's a little short burst of messaging, a real quick information, something that people can digest. And you see the differences between those 4 platforms I just covered. If you're putting the same messaging, then you're just rubber stamping it, and you're not taking advantage of what social media is, which is being able to communicate with your audience in the way that they want you to communicate with them. They're telling you how they want to get the information, and by just putting out the information in the way you want it, you're ignoring that for convenience sake, and you're really wasting your time and ultimately theirs. So treating each platform as the same, big no-no. Stop doing that. The next one is inconsistent posting. Now, what I mean by that is, let's say you post a message on one Monday, but then you don't do it for another 3 weeks, or you do it on a Tuesday and you do it the next month. When it comes to marketing and building an audience, they need to trust that you're going to engage with them, that you're going to put messaging out there for them to engage with it. It does not mean you have to spend all day, every day on social media, but let's say even if it's something like putting out fresh content for your blog, I always say do it at least twice a month, more if possible, but I understand resources, limited resources are limited resources. So let's say you put it out twice a month. Schedule your messaging to go out, let's say every Tuesday afternoon or maybe Thursday morning. That way your audience gets familiar with that and they understand where that's going. So that's some consistent posting you could do there. And then if you want to sprinkle in some, Monday motivation or maybe some Wednesday hump day stuff, those little type of things where it's just some consistent messaging. The thing that's going to ruin it is if you just post a message every 3 to 4 weeks with no rhyme or reason, because your audience cannot trust that, and they're gonna go elsewhere where they could engage with the brand and engage with a company that they can trust, because they're gonna be like, I don't know when they're gonna come back, so I'm just gonna ignore you. So inconsistent posting. The third one is making it all about yourself. Now, I touched on this a little bit in the first point. When you're on social media, you really have to keep your audience in mind. Keep in mind what their pain points are, and keep in mind the platform that they're on and how they want to receive their messaging, and make it about them. I had a client one time. It wasn't my client. It was a networking partner of mine who sold radio ads, and he was telling me that he had a client who argued with him because he wanted to put all of his ad money on the station that he listened to. And he finally had to say, you already shop at your place. You already know if you needed a product that if you needed a product or service that you provide, you would go to yourself for that. We are not trying to convince you. You're trying to convince your audience. And that is what you need to keep in mind. You are trying to attract your audience. So it has to be about them. Don't make it about yourself. Don't say, I'm going to do this because this is what I like. At the end of the day, no one cares what you like when it comes to marketing and when it comes to attracting people on social media. No one really cares what you like as long as you're not going against the law or your own personal ethics. When it comes to social media, do what your customer wants. They will tell you what they want by way of likes and shares and comments and the engagement that you see. So if you feel I'm not getting the engagement that I should, it's probably because you're not reaching out to them. You're not putting it out there in the way they want. So tweak it so you make it about them while still promoting your business. And there's ways to do it. It's a little bit of trial and error on that. So, but when it comes to social media, make it about your client, not make it about yourself. And the fourth one is not engaging with your customers or followers. This is huge. The whole point of social media is to engage with your audiences, to have them ask a question or to engage with the post. If they do that, respond back to it. Even if it's just, thank you for your time, or I appreciate your comment. Stuff like that. Because they're taking the time out of their busy day to stop and say, hey, I like this, or, let me share this. You could take a few seconds to go through every morning or every afternoon, maybe twice a day, to go through all your mentions, to go through all your posts, and anyone who liked or even if you don't do it for everyone, because sometimes that could be overbearing, do it for a few, so at least they say, well, they're trying, they just didn't get to me. But if it's crickets on your side, then eventually they'll be like, well, they never respond. People will see that. They can see that. It gets around like, oh, they never respond. So you don't want to get the reputation of that. You want to be a reputation. You want people to see that you are engaging, that you are an active member of the social media community, whatever platform that may be on. So not engaging the customer, definitely a bad habit you need to break. And then the fifth one, and this is the one that if you're familiar with my videos, you shall not be surprised with this one. It's not having a strategy. All the things that I've listed, the first four, they all point to not having a strategy. If you do not have a strategy, then you are probably going to be forced to treat each platform as the same. You're probably going to have inconsistent posting. You're probably not going to know what to say to engage your audience, so you're just going to make it all about yourself. And then because you don't have that strategy, you're not spending the time to engage your audience, so you're just going to forget to engage with them and answer the questions or make comments on what they comment on. You're just going to forget it. Having a strategy outlines all those things. So one of the worst things that you could do when it comes to social media is to go out there and try to shoot from the hip with no plan or no idea of what you're going for. Even if it's just a small skeleton plan, even if it's just, hey, I want to try these few things out, at least you have a plan. Write it down. Think about what you're trying to accomplish. What steps are you going to take, and how are you going to measure your success? Even if you just do those three things, which should not do, you should be able to jot those things down in under 10 minutes. That is at least a start. If you don't have that, then you're going to be lost. And I hate to sound like I'm preaching on that, but I've seen so many people spend a lot of time and money and effort on this, and then they get mad when they spend a lot of time, money, and effort not developing strategy, but just going at their social media. They don't get the results. Then they say social media is a waste, or LinkedIn's garbage, Facebook's garbage, Twitter doesn't work. Well, it works for a lot. Those platforms work for a lot of people, and they work because they have a strategy. So I hate to harp on that, but have a strategy. So real quick rundown: treat each platform. The 5 habits that you want to break. Treat each treat each platform as the same. Inconsistent posting. Make it about yourself. Not engaging with your customers or followers, and then not having a strategy. If you break those habits, chances are you're going to be better at social media and you're going to have a greater chance for success. So, please let me know what you think. How's your social media efforts going? Do you engage in any of these? Have you broken one of these habits? If so, how did you do it? Let me know. Please share. Let the audience know. As always, like, share. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe. I wrote a blog this week about best social media practices for 2020. It's kind of the opposite. Today the video we talked about bad habits. Check out the blog for some good things that you could be doing. So you're saying, well, Roger, I don't know what to do. Check out the blog. So I'll put the link to the blog in that. As always, I offer a free 30-minute discovery session. So if you're lost in your market, if you just don't know where to go, whether there's a social media, email marketing, website, strategy development, whatever it is, I offer a free 30-minute discovery session where we sit down and I'll send you a question beforehand, but we sit down and we drill deep into that one question, and we get a better perspective on how you're marketing your business now and how you can move forward so you can start improving the way you promote your business and you improve the way you spend your time, money, and effort when it comes to marketing. You're going to get good results, and it's free. It's a $97 value. The only catch is I only do 10 free sessions per month. So if you're one of the first 10, great. Don't need to do anything else. But if you're one of the 10 afterwards, then I do have to charge for those. So as I can't be giving away hundreds of these each month because it's just won't have time for anything else. So I'll put a link so you can schedule that in the blog post in the description below. Last thing is, if you are not signed up for my weekly newsletter, I send out every Monday afternoon. Really good information, really help you get focused on how you can better promote yourself and your business. That's it for me. I went a little bit long today, but I just thought this was some important information. So again, Roger Gallegos, founder and CEO of Beacon Marketing. This has been Beacon Marketing's Weekly 5. 5 things you need to know about marketing. I look forward to speaking to you next week. You have a great day, great rest of your afternoon, and a great rest of your week. Bye.